There's no mistaking this Ninja for another bike because it looks like nothing else on the road. This Japanese mothership epitomizes road presence. The signature quad projector headlights and the contoured bodywork, they form an imposing visual of its hypersport pedigree. And when you look closer, you're blown away with the attention to detail. Because every single thing on this bike has been built for a purpose. The sculpted mirrors, the reconfigured side fins, and the rippled front fender, they all play a part in making this the fastest accelerating missile on two wheels. To end the Suzuki Hayabusa's long dominance as the fastest production bike in the world, Kawasaki re-engineered their flagship Ninja in 2012 to end the trench warfare once and for all. The result was the ZX-14R, the fastest accelerating motorcycle in production. High-tech aerodynamic bodywork derived from the Shinkansen bullet train and the military aircrafts built by Kawasaki with the most powerful engine ever built. And you are left with a motorcycle that accelerates like this. Now that we have gotten that out of the way, let's get on with the review, shall we? Because there's a lot more to the ZX-14R than its brutal, eyeball-flattening acceleration. The ZX-14R is a literal example of how technology has shrunk our world, because I haven't seen a bike with such a monstrous appetite to munch miles. I mean, you can watch the sunrise at your favorite hill station, head out to the forest for some fresh air, get lost in the wilderness just for the heck of it, and watch the sun drown in the ocean all in one weekend. This is hands down the most comfortable sport bike I've ever ridden. The gunfighter seat offers exceptional hip and thigh support, and its close or rather slimmed down design close to the tank facilitates easy reach to the ground. The riding stand sees you sit normally rather than having to duck down, and you just gotta scoot back a little bit to keep cool from the wind turbulence by the short but well-directed windshield. The cooling on this bike is simply awe-inspiring, keeping the engine temperature below 100 degrees on the hottest of days and the longest of rides. The air management system is equally brilliant, diverting engine heat away from your legs onto the ground. And the bike features two radiator fans as well to keep the heat in check at all times. And this proves mighty helpful when you find yourself not in the most liberating sort of environment. We have been doing this for quite some time now, easily over 10 to 15 minutes, and I think this beast is actually coping with this bumper to bumper fondling a lot better than I am, because in this peak traffic the engine is still reading 95 degrees. That's freaking brilliant if you ask me. For such a powerful bike, it's freaking awesome. And out on the open road, where the ZX-14R can stretch its legs, it makes a mockery of your sensory perception. When you're making more torque at 4500 RPM than the peak torque output of the ZX-10R, quick overtakes often turn out to be far too quick, and this bike masks speed like none other. The power delivery is crisp and the engine is unbelievably smooth across the rev band. This, combined by the excellent wind protection and the lack of any vibrations, seriously undermine the pace you're carrying. But then, the potent brakes and the ABS system on the ZX-14R also helps you shed speed in haste. Aiding your ability to handle the 200 horses that the ZX14R unleashes with gusto is this impressive electronics package which empowers you with 2 power modes and 3 levels of traction control. To tackle tricky road conditions, you can switch from the full to the low power mode. This sees the secondary throttle plates stay closed even as the revs climb and reduce power by 25%. And the Kawasaki traction control on this bike combines the best elements from the ZX10R and the Conquest 14. But the 14's progressive power delivery saw me leave the traction control in the least intrusive mode, as I just couldn't get enough of the power wheelies that this monster dispenses at will. When it comes to handling, the ZX14R blows a big, wide hole through your preconceived notions about its size and weight. And it loves the twisty stuff as much as the straights. The slim aluminium monocoque frame has been precision balanced for super sport handling, and its narrow profile aids mass centralization. So that means that turn-ins are quick and precise, and the bike is composed even if you change or tighten your line at full lean angle. And the fully adjustable suspension sees all the action happening higher in the stroke, leading to exceptional road holding and firmer bottoming resistance. But on the stock setting, the suspension is on the softer side, and you have to give the bike a little more time to settle during transitions. The only flaw, if any, that I can find is it definitely needs a steering damper. Considering the sheer amount of torque this makes, you're never too far away from a tank slapper, especially when you start pushing it hard on the twisty bits. So that's something which I would recommend. And secondly, the 95 octane petrol requirement that this one has, it's not very easily available when you're going touring, and that basically put a lot of stress on the engine. It would heat up. The ZX14R never made any sense to me. How could a bike that defines enormity and packs such ludicrous amount of firepower make sense to anyone? But take it for a spin and you will have your jaw on the ground. It's so darn easy to ride despite its tarmac tearing torque. The engine and the gearbox, I love them. They are super refined and they stay butter smooth on the longest of journeys. The seat and the ergos, it seems like they had been designed to take you to the moon and back comfortably. And yes, this happens to be the fastest accelerating machinery that you can buy after a fighter jet. So does it make any sense, you ask? Well, go figure.